Welcome back to the Astral Tourist Podcast. So apparently I've been leveling up in the astral realms because the other night I found myself on yet another cruise. Now I know it sounds rather ordinary to begin with, but it gets much better. This time it wasn't the usual astral cruise ship that I end up on with like the sliding floors and everything. This one was utterly upgraded, like yacht club level status or something. Fancy lighting, velvet textures, and the faint smell of expensive lobster and astral caviar. I don't even like caviar, but I sure know how it smells. And for once I could smell things, and I can't usually smell that well in the astral. So, yeah, wow. And so I thought, well, look at me moving up in the multiverse. Oh, I didn't get too full of myself. No worries there. I knew something was going on. Sometimes when stuff like this happens, it feels like a setup. And it was a setup, I'm sure, from one of my guides. So I was led to this elegant dining area by somebody. And there was a woman dressed like she was attending an astral royal gala. She had this dramatic hat, fancy feathers included, and I was supposed to sit next to her is where I was directed, but of course somebody else had that seat. So I got pointed to a chair a little bit further away down the table. And, I had my usual problem. My telepathy has a range limit, so if I'm too far away from someone, I can't always hear them very well. So then an enormous bowl of fancy soup gets served, and it's glowing and infused with like light codes or trippy enlightenment herbs or something. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot going on in that soup. It was like this total super light broth or something. So that was neat, like Matrix style super enlightenment light code soup something. I don't even know what to call it. It was really amazing. And it was in a very large bowl. And I could not taste it, but I could feel the energy, and it was really popping. So it was clear I was being energetically prepared for something like this is just, the beginning course, right? And I remember thinking, wow, my dream body is getting better service than my physical body ever has. What are my guides up to? So I knew something was going on, like I was saying. And I was like, what's going on here? My spidey senses were all alert. Like, it feels like it's something good, but I don't really know what they're up to. And so the real adventure started later when I was phased. And I think it was somebody touched me and phased me there after the soup course. I'm into this area that was kind of darkish and twilightish at the same time. And I was staring up at this massive silo or tower, and not like a cute farm silo or something in one of those games. I'm talking like a warehouse-sized, sci-fi grade, like Tower of Babel or something, only, very wide, very round, and it felt really familiar. I know I've been here before, and I tend to forget my experiences after a while, so I wouldn't be surprised. Like if I go back through my episodes, it's in there somewhere too. So anyway, it was chrome or silver stairs were going right up the side. And each one was like 5 inches thick or something and looking super heavy, like too heavy to be anywhere close to normal. And I remember somebody else was in the area and mentioned that there was an elevator at the bottom. And, they were like mentioning it like a small hint, like I could take that if the stairs looked too intimidating or something. And I was like, nope, I'm not falling for that. And, I have a whole playlist about wonky astral elevators. So check out the playlists. And they can be extremely unpredictable. I'm not really afraid of them. They're just very unpredictable at times. And I did not want anything unpredictable in that moment. So I chose the stairs. And like partway up, I paused and I had that moment, of crucial self-realization, like, wait a minute, why am I even falling for taking the stairs? I'm in the astral realm, right? And so at that point, I just floated on up, keeping my attention on the lit up area high above. There was like this whole round area all lit up way up there. And so, I decided, hey, why am I even doing the stairs? Come on now. So I kept my attention on that room, and I kept like telling myself, hey, just stay alert, pay attention, get yourself together here for whatever is going to happen next. So on up I went. And at the top in that room was this glowing white, round, enormous, bright table, like almost humming, but I did not actually hear a hum. And there were about 100 of us gathered there. I'm estimating 80, 100, 120, all calmly filling out forms. And I was directed to a chair and given these forms, like papers, white papers with like information on them. So it was like a peaceful cosmic DMV. So I figured this is like a soul's accounting center or Akashic Records area of some kind, like maybe a futuristic one. And I'm wondering, what did I do? I have to file something now. What did I do wrong? And I couldn't think of anything I did wrong, really. So I was like, And so I just finished my form, and I don't remember what I wrote or what the form even asked me. Like my spirit was just kind of filling it out automatically, or my subconscious, or whatever you want to call it, my soul. It was like just putting the information right in there. And then someone touched me on the left shoulder, and we were shifted into an inner chamber that was like hidden within this silo tower. And it felt like walking into a furnished room inside a mansion, like a dark mansion you might see on TV. There were dark wood walls, deep colors, purples, violets, browns, magentas and rubies, but all kind of muted. There were 5 or 6 other people in there that I did not know, along with a tall man, glowing a little bit, but not too much. So this is the guide here, holding a massive, thick volume with wavy, shimmering pages. And in my mind, the words came in, a living book. And I've seen these before. So this is Akashic Records. And this is an Akashic Records keeper. So I was already like, whoa, what are we record keeping here, And he looked at us all, like around the room, not just at me, and asked for permission to write down our stories, because all of us in one lifetime or another had survived an apocalypse. And I'm just like in shock. Like, apparently this man, the scribe, the keeper of records, is compiling a registry of reincarnated apocalypse survivors. So was this apocalypse literal or figurative? I didn't know, but I gave my permission. And as he began writing, I asked if my story could be in calligraphy, because I like calligraphy. But I didn't get an answer. He just smiled and nodded at me. So I don't know if he was writing mine out in calligraphy for me or not. These living books are like super encoded with tons of information, not just calligraphy. I've encountered these kinds of books before in different Akashic Records areas. So it's like when you touch the book, sometimes you'll be entered right into the story of the person, like 3D and everything. And so the living pages rippled as he recorded my story. And I had this incredible, overwhelming feeling of like energy flowing through me. Like I was getting some kind of an upgrade is what it felt like. And he was updating my energy body as he was updating my story, so to speak. It felt like a total upgrade. I don't know another word. Like if my soul had a file, it just went from version 2 or 3 to 2 or 3 billion. I don't know. So when I woke up, I didn't feel like it was just a dream. It felt like a kind of an initiation. And it felt like it had both dream and astral projection elements. And there was definitely the guide there and the Akashic Records area there. So I guess a cosmic promotion, a cosmic reckoning for souls who know how to live through endings like apocalypses and rebuild. And for the record, I have no past life memories involving apocalypses, at least not yet. I know I've had a lot of past lives, but I have seen some apocalyptic zones in the astral. Too many, actually, really. And I don't always share about stuff like that because I don't want people to focus on that. So, I'm wondering if I was drawn to those areas, maybe because of a past life. I don't know. So maybe cosmic promotions don't come with badges or certificates. Maybe they just come with fancy light code soup and a new soul contract. The astral doesn't always make sense, but let's see what comes of my new upgrade in the new year. Thanks for tuning in, and happy astral travels.